Well, hello and welcome. Today I'm going to be doing another boat painting. Kind of feeling like it's the way to go for summer. So I've got a photo that I took of the USS Constitution in Boston. And I think I think it's going to be a good one. The lighting on this isn't incredibly exciting, just I think due to the time of day that I took this. But I'm gonna do what I can with the contrast and the colors and try to make it kind of fun, and also just kind of capture all the great structure that the boat has. So, yeah. I'm working on a wood board today. This has been sealed with a layer of linseed oil so that the paint won't soak in. But I'm gonna go over it with oil paint and wax. And yeah. I'm still kind of making my plan. I'm trying to decide if I want to change anything about the composition of the photo. I remember when I took this that I wish that I could have gotten like a different angle, but I didn't. So I'm working with what I've got, and I think it'll work okay. Yeah, I'm gonna start out with a little bit of sketching, a little bit of blue. Actually a bunch of blue. There's a lot of sky here. Maybe I'll even put down a layer of blue first and then work into that. I think I might do that. So let's go ahead and thinking the top is the warmest blue. I'll probably go ultramarine and then kind of fade it through cobalt and Sevres blue, and then to get kind of a light area along the horizon here. I don't think I'm gonna do. I might put down some oil first, but I'm not gonna try to work this as like an overly wet on wet painting. I want it to stay kind of clean, so I don't want everything getting too kind of blurred together that way. Yeah, let's give that a go. So let's go and. The other thing I'm going to try out today is I'll try out this. I got this Galkid gel. This seems kind of fun. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, so it's kind of it's gooey, but it's still pretty soft. So I'm gonna mix in a little bit of that and kind of see what kind of feel it gives my paint. I'll even go with some phthalo blue. I think I'm gonna go pretty big on the blues for this one. That seems kind of fun. But I'll make a couple different colors. Just gonna top up a few of these. I'm gonna need more paint than I have out, so. I'm gonna start with a base of cobalt and a little white. And some of this gel. I've heard this can be really nice for helping your paint dry and also go on a little bit smoother too. So that's kind of why I'm interested in it for now. Probably brush this out a little bit too. Kind of looking to get my sort of top color here. So a little cobalt, a little ultramarine. Let's see. A little something there. Last time I did one of these though, where I painted over the wood, and actually I really liked the effect that it gave. It just kind of gave everything a little bit more glow, which I thought was kind of a neat way to work. as I travel a little bit down, I'm going to keep adding a little cobalt, a little white. Where is that? There's a little something scratchy. I don't like it. I don't know what I can't see it though. Maybe I got it out. Came from cobalt can be sometimes kind of a gritty pigment. Maybe it's in that. It's kind of one reason I don't always love it. But it's a really good sky color too. Sometimes you just kind of go with it anyway. Okay, more cobalt, a little white. I suppose it could be the white too. Keep going a little more. I'm gonna go to phthalo. Add some white here. Let's see if I can get some more white though. Oh, here it is. I've been planning. I think I'm gonna do another like studio reorganization soon. And I'm thinking about a better way to organize my paints so that I can find them and I'm not hunting for them. And so I don't have to cut out all the parts of me hunting for them where it's loud and annoying. Maybe I can get another view in somehow. We'll see. Alright, so a little more white, a little more gel. Yeah, the gel does make the paint just kind of flow a little bit better. Sort of like the way that I add the thinner. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what I decide I like. I'm gonna put a lot of this lighter blue in here. I think it's, there's no material that's gonna make you like a better painter, but I think once you're kind of into it, it's good to experiment and try a lot of different things. That way you'll know what you really like. I'm trying to have some fun with this one. I think this painting has a lot of like little details that are going to be tempting to get too immersed in, and maybe like there's a good sort of impressionist way of handling it. It'll work well. We'll see. So many ways to paint. Okay, so that's there. I'm gonna smooth all that out, but just kind of right now I'm mostly working on getting the kind of tones that I want. So right along this kind of horizon line I'm seeing it gets much lighter. It's good to be back on the board too. Like, I don't know. I like to switch it up. The canvases are fun, but you can't. I don't know. It's they're good for some things, and then sometimes I really like being able to just layer paint and work really like thick and bright. I feel like the smoother surface accommodates that just a little better. This gel works really well with the white. This white always feels really thick to me, which I find like sometimes I'll kind of struggle with. These little sort of golden bits of the background that are still kind of, it almost like quiets the sky a little bit, but maybe like, I don't want to brush any of this. Maybe this is going to be all knife. And I just do my best to blend it with the knife. Let it have a lot of texture and just be really bold. It does look so much brighter. Like the colors stay so much more true. True, but also messy. That's kind of a cool way. I'm gonna keep going with just knife for now. Let's see. Oh, that really didn't do anything. It's fine. I don't know if this is what I actually want to do. I'm kind of like just trying stuff and thinking about it right now. It would be cool. It's just a little. Switch. Get a knife that has like a longer edge on it, I think. There we go. This looks like a good option. Oh, actually, I can use this pointy one. I had a good time with this pointy knife recently. I'll do a little more with it. Say, bring in a little bit of blue here while I've got it. I should even bring in a little more. Got some. A little bit more of this yellow. A little bit of just a little viridian, mostly the yellow though. Let's start working in a little bit of this blue. Just try and get these. And there's some trees in here. kind of want to mix them right into the sky. I'm just going to make some glow, get some of that light right in there. Okay. Okay. And then I've got, let's cut down a little more. Alright, I'm gonna need like a pink for brick. But I won't worry about that yet. Kind of almost trying to set up the whole scene before I drop the boat in here. Hopefully it'll be as simple as just kind of dropping the boat in here. I don't think it will be, but I'm gonna stay optimistic. Yeah, let's make it. I think it's gonna be a little bit of alizarin. It's been a couple days since I painted, so this is it's a little bit tacked up, but it's still good paint. So grab a little bit of burnt sienna too. Kind of just warm that up a little bit. A little bit white. Let's see. How's that for a brick color? Maybe a little more golden. It's really good. Maybe again, I want like a darker version of this too. I want to do a kind of shadowy version and just throw some ultramarine in. This one's a little darker, a little bit murkier. That kind of works. Start just a little bit of gel. I like the gel. The gel's kind of helping me apply it a little bit thinner, a little bit smoother, but still use the knife. I think sometimes the same sort of level of thickness I would have to switch to a brush for. So I feel like it's a good option anyway. Let's see. The experiment will continue. Keep working these different things in here. I'm gonna make it dark with ultramarine and raw umber. A little bit of gel. Try and get these buildings in here. I like kind of cutting the buildings through the sky. I feel like this sort of streaky thing that happens sometimes, it actually kind of complements what happens when the light actually hits the roof lines. If that makes any sense. Okay. A little yellow. I'm gonna make a yellow gray kind of color here. A little whiter. It's actually really close to the color of the board, just not quite as bright, but it's close. Some like walls and different. trying to picture my perspective lines here. So this is going, this could be going even more steeply back here. I've got this angle. Almost don't even, I'm just trying to mark it in here. I almost don't even care what color it is yet. So there. A little confusing. I'll be honest, I am slightly confused. I'm just go in here and put in some of this darkness that's all shadowed, and trust that I can sort of bring the detail back out of here afterward. But I think it's gonna help me get the proportions right first. So try that out. Just quickly make a couple marks with a brush just so that I don't get too lost in here. Sometimes it's just the speed kind of helps my brain just kind of remember where I was. And then I can go and sort of fix the look of it after. Help me keep my paint thin over here too. I guess this perspective isn't right. It's gonna keep being a problem, basically. I guess the simplest way to put this. Okay. Fairly good. Seems a little better. There's a crane over here that I really like. I'm gonna try and put the crane in. It's gonna work. couple of people over here. I don't know, just kind of plopping them in. Alright, that works. We can go. Get back to knife now. Alright. I'm going to keep working in the darkest areas here with the hull of the ship. I'm going to have to come back in and do some kind of contrasting light parts. The black is very dark, and I think I can't really do both at the same time, so I'm going to mostly focus on getting that form right. Let's just clean that one out. That's too much of a mess, I think. A little more yellow, I think. Try that out. It's like a guardrail type thing. It's a lot of like sort of challenging perspective and architecture things. I'm trying to keep kind of moving it. I'm not. Kind of looking at these little color progressions and things that are happening in here. Part of the fun of painting boats is getting to paint water too. They work well together. Okay. And we're gonna get quite a bit more white, maybe a little phthalo. Let's see. This pretty bright. Add a little bit more of this gel. Just helps it all move around a little better. create the same sort of look of these waves here. They're pretty quiet. It's not there's a harbor, so it's not a lot of rough waves, but there's kind of a ripple throughout everything. Kind of leaving these little gaps in here that I can pop some other colors in. Maybe go even a little warmer bluer. Let's see. Dark bits here. Okay. A little golder, a little lighter. Come in here. Back here, I'm just kind of bringing a little bit of this in here. It's like a little bit of variety. Just kind of like a little crowd. Some different vehicles. Just kind of a big jumble of stuff. I don't know any of it. Nothing's particularly compelling, I guess. But it's okay. Alright. A little bit of a middle gray here. And then it's very dark. pretty good structure coming together, I think, which is nice. All right, I'm going to take a little bit of this brown, try and place this mast. I've got another one behind it over here. Oh man, that's not what I wanted to do. Let me get that up. Alright. There's a lot going on in here, so it might be fine. It's kind of a big globby mess. That's how it goes. There is a third mast. Let's back even a little further. It's actually pretty hard to see. Not gonna worry too much. I'm just gonna keep putting things in as I see them, and hope that it works out. So many ropes. It's like a bundle, and there's a lot happening here. And I do like how the knife kind of gives you these kind of semi-transparent but very sharp edges, which I don't know, they work really well for this. That's a good one. That kind of leads your eye right in here. I'm actually like just kind of carving in a way similar to what I've done with a brush. I'm just going to try it with this pointy knife and see. Kind of cut out some of these different shapes that I'm seeing. Somewhat this is going to be to help me get textures in place later so that I can sort of pick up on some of these little edges that are going to be okay. I'm using a little of whatever color I've got. I'm not being a little choosy about that. It's mostly kind of drawing right now in a way. Will it work? Who knows? Not looking too bad though. And for how messy everything is. It's got something to it. Here, I'm gonna that edges from. This might be a good place to leave this one for right now. Let everything set up a bit and then come back and do some more things with details and whatnot, maybe. be back in a few. All right, and I'm back. Yeah, so it's just been about a day since I was working on this last, so it's set up pretty nicely. And I'm going to just kind of keep working into it. I want to keep the focus here on the ship, and kind of like tighten up some little details. There's like, yeah, almost more to the background. The foreground, I almost like want to keep it like a bit more painterly and abstract, and then kind of like really bring your focus in over here. I find the buildings really compelling here. They all have like these little white window frames, and I'm kind of wanting to work that in because I think it just kind of works with the Boston setting. And yeah, so I think mostly kind of drawing focus over here, though I'm going to tighten up a little bit along this with these kind of linear structures here. So this like sort of, I don't know, it's like a floating barrier, I guess, that goes across here, and then there's also sort of like a sort of cast concrete with some piers and whatnot over here. So I'm going to try and do a little bit with that. Still not entirely sure what I want to do. There's, like I said, there's a little crowd over here, but they're not doing anything very interesting. They're kind of just standing around. And then maybe it doesn't, I like the idea of the scene being populated, but not necessarily focal. So I'll probably maybe just put in a few little dashes to kind of keep that as part of the scene. Yeah, all right. So I guess I'll just jump into it. I'm gonna keep going with the knife though. I'm gonna go to a smaller one for now. And yeah, my first priority is gonna be the ship itself. I think I'll probably end up moving around into other things too, but let's start there. So I'm gonna start with whites because I think those are gonna be kind of the area where I get the most put a little gel out too. But I think that the whites so far, because I mixed everything was kind of wet into wet, so the whites that I've put down so far are not as bright as they can be. So I'm gonna start bringing in a couple of those little focal points. Start to get the feeling of the sunlight hitting all of this. Yeah, just see what I can do with it. This mast. I've got this little section here that's very white. Because I'm kind of able to float this paint on top of the black, it's not mixing in quite as much as when it was fresh. It's still a little wet, so it's doing a little bit, but not too much. Okay. interesting the way that the gel changes the paint. It's like a little, it's almost used to having a little bit more resistance on it, so I'm pushing a little bit too hard. Add a little more paint to that. Let's see if I can get it about right. This a feeling of these rolled up sails on some of these areas. And create these little flag shapes. It's a little tricky because they're all kind of twisting in different directions. They're pretty cool. It's pretty decent. Okay. Yeah, it's like an opportunity to just try and sharpen things. I don't think I haven't done any boat paintings with like rigging quite this complicated before, so it's also still not a huge painting, so I don't have a lot of space to get everything in it. Try and get what matters, you know? It's good if I get a line here and it's like not quite perfect. Just kind of move on. Don't try to go over it because it just makes it too busy. Pretty good. A little bit more crisp. There's a little bit of, let's see, like a red light to the top of these masts. Trying to get that in there. like looking for the patterns inside of this, you know, it's like I'd handle this very differently if I was using like a pencil or, you know, doing more of like a traditional drawing. Like I would try to get things right, but I feel like with these things they're pleasantly complicated where you kind of have to just let it go a little bit. I'm sure everyone has their own way of dealing with it, but for me it's good when things are too complicated to actually do properly or accurately. So I'm noticing that the lines on the right hand side are lighter, they're just getting hit with more sun, whereas the ones on the left hand side are just darker. I'm just trying to follow that where I see it. I kind of hope that if you stick to it, it's like it'll start to kind of emerge. That feels pretty good. Like there's a platform here. A crow's nest, I suppose. Put that in. But it is funny how just allowing this dry time has given me more control over the painting and let me still stick with the knife. So patience helps. I'm doing a lot of this painting in black and white, and it's just, I don't know, it seems to be working, so I'm just sticking with it. Or like near black and white, I guess. Okay. Take a little yellow. This yellow, I really like this yellow. Okay. burnt sienna. Get the color. Maybe I need to get some more of this. Or did I get? Maybe I got something else that I was gonna try out. A little more of that. Just seeing like these like more saturated little pops of color back here. I'm gonna bring those in. Not in too much detail, just kind of have them there. I'm gonna come in here with a little bit more white. Try and put in this fencing. I guess this is some boats can't go up close and run into old Ironsides. And put in these like floating buoys. It's like, I don't know how much it matters, but I like it to make some amount of sense. Since these are floating. There we go. Just gonna drag this across. There's like a netting on this, but I don't wanna do like thick lines, but I do want the sort of feel of this being sort of a transparent barrier. Just kind of cross hatching through here. Trying to make some sense of it. It seems about right. All right. A little line right here. It's a little closer. We can see it. Okay. A little bit of sharpness right here. It's kind of the edge of this pier here. It's kind of a yellow-green. I like it. I like it having that contrast pulling you in right here. That sharpness seems kind of good. Okay. And then down here on the hull, take a little burnt sienna, a little bit of orange, maybe just a touch of alizarin. Just gonna re-emphasize this red area on the hull. And then it's reflection down here too. I think that just bringing that up a little, just a little brighter, helps you see that form. That's pretty good. Kind of see a comparison between that and the crane, but I don't want the crane to really compete with it. I'm gonna do, I think, a touch of blue and do kind of similar, but not quite as bright. Not even really sharpen it, just let it be there. And just frame it out just a little bit more. Okay. And then on these buildings, I want to do one little brush thing, just because I think it matters. I'm going to take just a little bit. This brush is a little stiff. It might actually, maybe that's a good thing for this. What I don't want to do is have this suddenly make the rest of it look wrong and then have to chase it. But I just wanted that little edge to be just a little smoother. Okay. Put it down. Okay. It's easy to be tempted to go in a whole different direction. That was bugging me. It's thick and it's a little bit nicer contour. Okay. Back here I want to do a little bit more with these roofs. And a little bit more with these buildings in general. Fill in some of this just a little more. Well, I liked having a little bit of the blue peeking through. It had a little more than I wanted. Also, I can use this as a way to pop these out against the crane and leave the crane kind of in front of it. And try and get some of these windows in. See what it looks like. Just gonna actually dot them in. I actually love to paint some of these buildings in general. Boston has some pretty cool architecture in some spots. dot these windows in. It's definitely like it's not accurate at all, but for quick with a knife, I'm trying to give the idea of it anyway. And not have them be just like flat walls. Kind of, to me, shows that these were places where people are, as opposed to just like, I don't know, a warehouse or something. Okay. What else we got here? I think I do want to kind of put my little crowd in somehow. Maybe this. It's like a bike or something. Maybe it's like a little utility thing. Oh, let the siren go by. Maybe that's not too bad. Little shadow from the bike, and actually from these people too. Oh, that's a nice green. Not the green I needed though. A little more yellow. A little gel. Just gonna scrub some grass in here. Leave it kind of transparent too, though. Oh, that worked. That's cool. Just a touch of white into that. Just trying to put in just a little bit more of this shadow here. I don't want to get too specific about any of this stuff because it's not important, and it's very contrasty. So if I do a lot with it, it's going to start kind of competing with the subject in a weird way. Just the right amount. This is also grass stuff here. Like that. Want like the right amount so that it's not confusing. Maybe it's already fine. Yeah. I don't know, I think I might be about there. If I like at least as close as I can get without like switching tools and going with brushes and doing something really super detailed. Just kind of not as specifically with this painting. That's what I was trying not to do. So I'm going to. Am I gonna call it here? I think I might. Maybe just a little. Go right in here. Just a little bit of ultramarine. Just pick up just a little bit more of this blue right here. Cool. Yeah. All right. So easy. Just one more thing. One more thing. Cool. All right. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope you have a wonderful day or night, or whatever you're off to next.